Hi! In this sound design live session tutorial, I will continue the sound redesign of the League of Legends clip that I started to redesign last week. And I got some really great comments on that last video about how I could improve the sound design and make it even better. And I will change the sound design of the magic part of the portal in this clip based on those comments. And I would love to continue to co-create this sound redesign together with you. So while you're watching this video, if you ever think that I should add something, change something, remove something, just leave a comment below about your thoughts and I will take all your comments into consideration when I'm doing the final video on this redesign next week. And we will do some kind of dramatic sound design in this video, and if you want some tips for how you can change ordinary sounds into designed ones, I have linked a little cheat sheet for you in the description below. You can download this cheat sheet and just have a quick read through it in a couple of minutes. And if you ever get stuck in a sound design, you can just grab one of those techniques, just use that for immediate inspiration, and you can hopefully get over that hurdle in your sound design and continue with it. So go ahead and download it, and now let's jump into the sound redesign. Alright, so let's dive into this. And since the last video, I haven't done actually anything to this project, but I got a really great comment on the last video. It was from George Chadwick, and he said that the teleport sound felt a little bit generic and not modern enough, and I totally agree with him. So I thought we start with that and just see if we can add something more to it, just spice it up a little bit, make it feel a little bit more modern and a little bit more like up to par with the design that we hear around us now. So we start with the magic sound. Maybe we should just take a listen to the full design first. This is where we are for now. Yeah, okay, so it's cool. I like it. There are some volume stuffs that we need to adjust and things like that. And I once again I agree with George about the teleport. It feels like a little bit noisy, I think. We should maybe try to get a little bit more tonal element out of it. So I will start out with making a resample of it. So this is the exact same sound that I have here. So this is just a way for me to make a copy of it, so I have like a safe place to design from. If anything goes wrong with this, which it might as well do, we can always go back to the original, or we can blend them together or stuff like that. So I really like, if I have something that I feel is okay, yes, make a copy of that and then start to design on the copy instead. So let's take a listen to this. Yeah, it feels like just a bit noisy and not that much character out of it. One plugin that I really like for this is Triad from Unfiltered Audio. It's Biam, but in 3 stages, basically low, mid, high. There are some presets in here that I really like. Maybe we could try some of these. Almost feels more noisy. Yeah, that's cool, but too sci-fi. Just enhances the tail, basically. That's cool. That adds that like grainy tonal character, but maybe if we just reduce the mix of it. Yeah, something like that. And then one thing that George mentioned in the comment was that he was missing some disperser, disperser sound that we can hear all over sound effects nowadays, and also some filter movement. So I think that could be something that we could try out. If we add a disperser. I like to modulate the position of the disperser. Yeah, there we have it, the disperser sound. Yeah, that's cool. How does it sound here? Yeah. So without these and with them, it gets way more motion and more modulation in there. Yeah, so I like that. Let's see if we can test the other idea that George had with some filters. I really like Filter Freak, both 1 and 2. Volcano 3 is another really great one, but yeah, I often choose Filter Freak because it's so easy to get something going with it, with all the modulation set up. So what I'm looking for here is some more motion to the sound, and I will probably just have this in parallel, so I will just blend in a bit of it, but I listen to it in 100% wet. So if we dial that back without it, adds a little bit more like punch to the low end, like more meat to the low end. This feels so much powerful. It's so much more powerful than this. Maybe dial it back a little bit more. Because we have to remember that the attributes of her is still fast, nimble, agile, and I want the teleport to have those attributes. I don't want it to be too like powerful. I just want to enhance it a little bit and add a little bit more modern feeling to it rather than like change it into some... I don't want it to be too much over the top, powerful, so to speak. Yes, I think this is a cool starting point. Maybe it's like grainy and noisy in the top end. Maybe we can reuse this and denoise it again. Yeah, too much. Yeah, that's cool. What happens if we just... Yeah, so what I did was just duplicated the disperser modulation one more time, so it's the same that we have over here. And that's something that I often like to do. Just try it one more time and just add in the automations or the plugins one more time. Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe we beef it up a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit too much in the top end there. Maybe use some soothes to just control the top end a little bit. Now we hear just a delta, so this is just what soothe removes basically. And this is way too much. Yeah, that's nice. That's like more pleasant to listen to, in my opinion. I want it to be like a little bit like smacked in your face, basically. And one plugin that I really like for this is Elevate from Newfangled Audio. It's a multiband limiter with transients emphasis, and you can also clip the sound with this. Now we're getting into really powerful territory, basically. So it might be a bit over the top right now. But let's see. I can feel that it's I'm typing before I talk, but I feel that it's too wide now. The teleport is right in the middle. We can see it's always centered, both when we see it here and when she gets out of it, it's centered in the middle. So what I want to do is just to reduce the stereo width a little bit, and I typically use just this plugin from Kilohertz for this. Feels like more connected to the sound that or the visuals that we see. I feel like it's too low and too powerful at the moment, so I want to like brighten it up a little bit, make it even more tonal, I think. I will try to use this and just brighten up it with delink it and just raise up the timbre or the formants of it. Yeah, I like that. But it's still way too noisy. I like the modulation of it now, but I want some more tonality to it. So let's see if we can work with a chorus maybe. Oh, this is on the wrong place here. Yeah, this is crazy. If we just reduce the delay. Yeah, this doesn't work. But that works. What happens if we just... Yeah, that's cool. Earlier. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay. I'm not a big fan of the tails at the moment. If we can just maybe adjust it. This is something that I like to do. Like set up something that you like the overall feeling of, or that I like the overall feeling of, and then I go back to the beginning of that chain and start to tweak some stuff, because those tweaks will have a big impact on the sound. So that's what we notice now with the chorus in the beginning of the chain here. Yes, I want this like to be shorter, I think. And that tonality down there. That's cool. You can see just a tiny change on the delay here has a really big impact on the sound. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I like that. Let's keep that for now. That sounds really cool. It really like it feels way more like the visuals that I see, with like popping and the energy. It feels like really percussive. So that's really cool. Maybe if we try to adjust the envelope over here too. Yeah, that's cool. It's still a little bit noisy. What happens if we add this one more time? If we put this in Delta, I can just hear what this plugin removes, basically. We can hear that it's reducing just the noise. If we increase the attack. Nope. Okay, now without the delta. Yeah, that's too much. Without it. Yeah, I think it's better. We just leave it like that for now. Before we did the processing today, it sounded like this. And with the processing that we did now, it sounds like this. Way more punchy and has a more modern vibe to it, at least in my opinion. So I like that. We can probably do something more to it. Let's see if we have some sweetener or something. Because as I said, I like the percussive feeling of it. Maybe we can enhance that a little bit more, maybe add some. I mean, I tried to denoise it and I felt that we just took out all the life out of the sound. So maybe if we do it the other way around and just try to add some more tonality to it. So what I'm looking for now with the sweeteners is some kind of more tonal element that we can bring on top of this. And maybe some kind of explosion sweetener or trailer impact sweetener that we can just has for these 4 like big moments, so it gets even more percussive. I'm not sure. Let's see what we can find. That's cool. Maybe we can chop that up and use like this. Together. Yeah, I think it's here that we need to. It just felt like it was one transient too much. Together. Yeah, that could actually work. Just choosing different alt versions for each of these and see how they layer up. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, this is way too. It has that double transient, and it's really cool, but it doesn't work here because it just feels too long. Maybe if we just reuse these two as they were, since they are a layer of the other one, it will not feel like two machine gun. Anyway, because we have this that's different for each of them, but let's see. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So let's leave that for now. I think it's an improvement of the first version at least, and then we can always come back to it later. If you don't think it's good enough yet, let me know in the comment below, and I will try to adjust it even more. So if you have some suggestions, or if you think it sounds awesome, let me know that too. It would be really cool to hear from you. So I think we continue with some secondary most important moments. But before that, I just heard some level adjustments that I would like to do. She has voice here in the end. Yeah, this, I can't really hear this. Yeah, too much. And I want more like of the low end here. This. More punch. Yeah, that's nice. So speaking of her vocalizations, I think the first secondary key moment that I would like to cover is when she blows her hair. It's such a cool moment, so I want to emphasize that. Really, really cool. Blow her hair. All right, let's see. I think I have something for that. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe if we edit some of these. Yeah, it's such a silly thing, but really really fun and cool moment. All right, yeah, let's keep that. Okay, so let's take a look at the design and just see what kind of secondary moments that we need to cover next. I like that teleport now. It feels way more powerful and more character. So what I think is the next step here is to cover his sword here when he pulls it up here, and also when he misses her there. So add, go in the Foley folder, and then make a marker. Sword pull up, maybe good enough at least. Starts around there, he grabs the sword and starts to pull it. I want some kind of like scraping sound there from the sword. Him sword scrape sounds good. Too hollow? Nope. Nope. This will be good for when he misses, basically. I hope, at least. These were kind of good. That's a cool one. It's a sliding. Maybe we can edit the beginning here. When is it like? Yeah, it's kind of short. It's just he has already pulled it up from the ground over here. Sword motion stop. Maybe just try to use the end of this. See how it works. Yeah, something like that maybe. But we need one more layer. Nope. These were kind of cool. Let's see if we can get this to work. Yeah, that's cool. Something with a little bit more. That might be even better. That's like... That little click there in the beginning is nice. Yeah, let's leave it like that for now. And yeah, remove those, of course. Let's see. So take a look from the beginning. Yeah. The next thing is when he misses with the sword there, I think. We can just keep it in the Foley for him. It will be tight because it will almost overlap the teleport, but we can maybe... It will be just after. There he hits the ground. Hits the ground. So let's see if we can find those shield impacts. Yeah, these are nice. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe layer that with with the dampened shield impact. Something like that. I mean, that might not work because that's more of a metal against sword against metal impact, but together it might, because I feel I want like a little bit more dirt into it. No. Just adds a little bit more like weight and dirt. Layer over a little bit more of that first, so it's prolonged. Yeah, it might be okay. I think I heard... What happens if we layer something like that in there? No. It just sounds... maybe just for the initial transient there, just to beef it up. Yeah. And then we need some kind of vocalization for him there. If we have that might work. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if it works in context. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's really cluttered with stuff here, so see if we can fit it in. It sounds super weird. Yeah, it's that layer there just feels off. So yeah. And use this again and see if we can just lower it even more. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe just leave it like that, as like that tonal thing there. I think we also have some vocalization here. That's really cool, but we will do that later, and some there too for him. So let's take a look. Maybe it's time to continue with some Foley. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. I think we add some Foley for her first and foremost, and start with the footsteps. It's hard to find footsteps in the Foley category. Yeah, a sound like this can be hard to hear, like what will it sound like in context of the design when we just hear it like this. But I think this could maybe work. So I often have to just do the design and try it out in context, because it's so hard to know if it works just by like previewing it in the folder or in the library. I need to just try it out. Where does she start? Somewhere around here, right? And I just try to line it up. So when I have the sound like this, this is it's aligned with the beginning of the item. So if I just scrub through and I find when she just hits the ground with her feet there, and then I just take this again, and now it's the same exact sample, but I will fix that later. So we'd have different samples on for each step. So we were there, and the next foot is over here, and the next foot is over there, and the next foot is over there, and then it's no more. All right, so then I just jump to different takes on that sample, and we just give it a little bit more breathing room before. Let's listen. Yeah, that sounds okay. Then she jumps through the portal, and she falls on the ground and tumble around. So I want to do something for that. We probably have some more footsteps later, but we can use this again, and maybe we can layer it up. But I just want to cover as much of the Foley first, and then we can start to layer it and tweak it if we need to. I have some body folds, but these are just single ones. Yeah, this is great, but it has a really big reverb because it's recorded for like sports event, and it's probably recorded in some big arena. Yeah, that doesn't work. So maybe we can deverb it. Let's see if we can make it work. So I added the plugin to the item itself now, and I will just see if I can deverb it a little bit. Make it mono first. Yeah, that works. So the reason that I put it on the item itself is that I don't want these RX plugins to be in the product itself, because they usually just create a lot of delays. So I want to bounce this in place. So I just have a shortcut for that. So it basically takes the sound and just applies the item processing to it and removes the plugins. Okay, so let's see if we can use this now when it's more appropriate. Spatialization, is that even a word? It's, yeah. That's the teleport. When is she landing? Over there. Just after the teleport. Seems reasonable. Yeah, that's cool. The only thing I don't like here is this. Yeah, that's really cool actually. Then she lands, and she's like stops over there. I wonder if I have something for that too. Maybe. I mean, listen to this. We have that glide. It might be too cartoony, but I like to try out stuff. So let's try this. Because it's almost like she has too much speed, and then she like turns around, and she doesn't do it, but it almost feels like she's gliding there a little bit for a little while. But I think we have to deverb this first too. All right, yeah, this might be a really dumb idea, but let's see. Deverb. Okay. Mouse in place. I think it's easier if we try to. There she glides into the picture. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, it kind of does. All right, together. Okay, yeah, we keep that. Sometimes you just have to go for it. Okay, we might like reduce the volume of it a tiny bit later. But let's see. It also feels like she's like doing ha thing there when she turns around. Maybe we could add some vocalization for that if we have something appropriate. Nope. Maybe that first one. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe. I mean, we can always go back in the next video, like the last pass of it. We will add the ambiences, and we will like add sweeteners to the stuff that we don't have sweeteners to, that need sweeteners, of course. And we can tweak stuff, and we will probably remove some sounds that we don't need and are not appropriate, because it's hard to get a feeling for the overall design right now because we don't have the full design yet. So I like to just add in a little bit more, and then I can always go back and tweak stuff later. This is one of those moments that it might be better to not have a vocalization for it, but yeah, we leave it there for now. Let's see if we can add some Foley for him too. If we take just a listen to the footsteps and Foley folders right now, this is something that I like to do. You can just do like a Foley pass and just listen to that you have covered everything with a Foley basically, and just bypass everything else. So what I'm looking for now is stuff that I have missed for her, and also what he does, because I start to get the feeling, I have collected some footsteps for him, but I start to get the feeling that he doesn't move that much. But yeah, we'll take a listen to just these two folders, the footsteps and the Foley. Yeah. I mean, she is the one that moves. He is just standing there and just turning around and doesn't know what's going on. So my idea right now is to just add his armor is like the chainmail is like moving, and we need some Foley sounds for that, and he is like using his arms, so some Foley for that. But I'm not sure how much footsteps we will add for him, to be honest. But yeah, let's start with some Foley for him, and I think the first step here is here when he pulls out the dagger. Nothing that just sticks out to me, to be honest. We have like that that part of his armor up here that rattles around. maybe something like this. I'm not actually super. It doesn't feel right, but this is what I have for now, and I would really like to not dive into the project if I don't need to. I typically try to work with what I have. Okay. I think I actually want this to be. I don't have anything else on this, right? No. Yes, do it like this. I want this down here with other layers, with other Foley layers instead of in the weapons area. So bypass that for now. It might not be terrible. Let's see. Maybe these zippers could work to smoothen it out a little bit. Yeah. It's a low end there that I don't like. I just want that high shimmery bit of it, because this covers the mids and lows together with this. So we have that forward motion and then backward motion. Yeah, that's cool. Then the rattling armor would be cool if it could cover too. It would have like a little bit of moment for that. Is that the same that we had over there? The third? No, it's not the same. Okay, that's cool. And we can do it maybe something like this. Yeah, I like that. Nope, I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. We'll leave it for now. And let's see what we have more. Let's take a look at just the footsteps and the folders one more time. See if we have missed something and that we need to cover. So this is just footsteps and Foley. We haven't covered the landing in the end there, but we have so much else going on there, so I'm not sure how much of that we actually will cover. Yeah, together with the vocalizations. Yeah, it would be cool to have some like when she starts to run. We can add here. See if we can add some for her there also. Something like that. I'm not sure if this will work, but I'm never sure if it will work. Who am I kidding? All right, let's see. It's too long. Can we? Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, and then we need something for him there in the end when he got hit. Too long. Maybe attack it. Maybe something like that. I mean, there are a lot of stuff going on in this part. With the last hit, we have a lot of layers on top of each other here. So let's see if we can fit it in somewhere. And we also have her landing there. All right, together with everything. Yeah, kind of cool. That ching, I have thought of it so many times now. It feels like a little bit loud. Do I have any other sounds on that? Nope. Okay, let's group those together. Knife ching. Like lower it with like 5 dB or something. Yeah, that feels kind of cool, to be honest. Need to do one more like Foley check, I feel like. Just double check all the footsteps one more time. Like there, for example. Not sure. Yeah. And yeah, and when she turns around there. But that is covered with this, right? Yeah, that's not needed. All right, so let's have one more listen, and maybe this is a good place to stop this part and continue with the next later. So before we look through it one more time, if there are something that you feel like I have missed or something that you want me to like redo or adjust or enhance in any way, leave a comment below and I will see what I can do with that in the next video, because in the next video we will cover ambiances, we will add sweeteners, we will mix it, we will master it, so it's the final round of it. So yeah, we take a listen to it and we see if it's something more that we need to do in this video. Yeah, it's kind of cool. One more time. Yeah, I think we leave it for there now. But as I said, if there is something that you want me to adjust or something, leave a comment below and I try to fix it. Alright, that's it for this second part of this sound redesign series. If you want to see some more in-depth sound design videos, I can really recommend this video where I take the sound of Barbie dolls and changed it into sounds of velociraptors. I can really recommend it, it's a lot of fun. Alright, take care of each other and I see you in the next one.